Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes, or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there.
With blood and rage of crimson red, ripped from a corpse so freshly dead, together with our hellish hate, we'll burn you all. That is your fate.
This is Red Lantern Russell from
Tomes of Evil,
and you're listening to Sector 2814, a Green Lantern podcast.
I was gonna do the Red Lantern oath, but I don't think I could have done it any better. Welcome back to Sector 2814, the Green Lantern podcast. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, Master of the Green Lantern Corps. It is.
I'm Will. Hey, everyone.
And coming to you straight from the south of the universe, it is the number one Atrocitus fanboy, our friend Russell.
Hey, the guy doing the intro there sounded like he had a lot more life in him than I do. But, yeah, it's good to be here.
Now he's another downtrodden married man. That's right, because this time we're going to be covering Rage of the Red Lantern. So, of course, Russell was like, I love Red Lanterns. I need to get in there.
And I just so happened to conveniently have a Tuesday off, so
nice.
It worked out.
And I have to say, Phil, I got to give you major props for the new background. It's awesome.
Yes, like I said, I hope to have a plan every time we do a different core. Yeah, just have have all the different color backgrounds. United Nations of us.
Nice.
Hello, Noel. Green Lantern, no ring, of course. Yeah. Oh, see, there's a guy over on the left over there. See, look, there's his stash. There's that porn stash right there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in New 52. All right, so yes, we're going to be getting the Rage of the Red Lantern. So, Russell, what is it? I mean, I know you do a whole podcast, Tomes of Evil, on villains, but what is it about Atrocitus in particular and the Red Lanterns in general that you love so much?
Well, I think it was the combination of, the Red Lanterns and Larfleeze and, Sinestro that gravitated me towards reading Green Lantern because, Green Lantern was something that was always on my periphery. But when I learned that, they've got all these different, color spectrum lanterns now, I thought that was the coolest thing. And, red's always been one of my favorite colors. And, I also do an entire show about someone who's filled with a lot of rage. So I kind of gravitated towards those edgelords, the Red Lanterns, and how they're like the embodiment of heavy metal in the Green Lantern universe.
You could heavy metal,
and I guess like we don't see too much of it in this story, but Atrocitus is actually somewhat of a sympathetic villain in some ways, and
I know we did see when we did Secret Origin. Yeah, I mean they had him. The Guardians had him crucified on that plane, basically supposed to hang there for all eternity, pretty much.
Yeah. I don't know. I've always dug him, and I like the Red Lanterns. Dexter, he's cute and vicious. So, yeah.
Well, we do know people like that.
Superior.
Nice. Well, it was really, we're going to get into this, but the thought that went into the way the Red Lantern rings work and the way the power set that comes from, I think it was really a a thoughtful creation, by Jeff Johns and and the artists as they were moving out from the already established, the Sinestro Corps with the yellow rings and the Green Lantern Corps, and of course Star Sapphires already existed from the original run. So making kind of the Reds the first to come, of the new emotional cores, I thought was really smart, and then the way they are done is just really smart as well. They're hey, no more blood. The ring replaces your blood.
Yeah. No, yeah, and they have projectile burning blood. It's
yeah, exactly.
yeah. That visual, it's just like they're like vomiting fire. Yeah.
I just want to mention that it is really hard to tell people that your favorite character in Green Lantern is Atrocitus when he's co-created by a bigot that runs a separate comic thing now. But gratefully, he's not on any of the art in this arc. So,
yeah, I'd forgotten until you mentioned that the other day, Russell. I forgot he had co-created this. I was like,
yeah.
Yeah, does that? I mean, that's why anymore. Anytime I talk to any creators, they turn out to be nice people. I'm like, oh, thank God.
Yeah,
I'm like, I like your stuff, and thank God you're a nice person.
Yeah, absolutely. So before we jump into this arc, we typically talk about any Green Lantern related news, and I believe that Green Lantern War Journal number 3 came out today. Is that right, Phil?
Yeah, I won't pick it up till tomorrow, but yes, War Journal 3 is out today with John Stewart. Yep.
Awesome.
Is that PKJ writing that?
Yes, Phil Kennedy Johnson.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Who's of course, who's also writing the Hulk at the moment. Yes.
Yeah.
And strangely enough, there's zombies in it. I don't know if that's just a coincidence, but zombies, they're everywhere. Sorry.
They're popular. I mean, look at the Walking Dead TV show still going. Well, they keep spinning that off and the stuff.
Yeah.
I saw where a Kyle Rayner compendium came out today.
It did?
Oh, okay. Yeah, because
pick that up.
Yeah, because what is it? Is it February or March? Well, yeah, Kyle's going to be in the regular book, and yeah, we're also gonna get because Jeremy Adams is on the book, but Ron Mars is gonna be co-writing that one because it's gonna be Kyle Rayner's 30th anniversary.
Love it. Yeah.
Wait a second, Phil. Who did you say it's gonna be?
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on, let me get this right. Friend of the show, Mr. Ron Mars.
This is Ron Mars. You are listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
You're worse than Lil.
Yeah. Hey man, you got him. You got to use them.
That's right. That's what Lil says. Don't pull them out unless you're going to use them.
Wise words.
So there is a compendium. Nice. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, okay. Like I said, next year is going to be Kyle Rayner's 30th anniversary.
Yeah,
hard to believe.
I have this, but I figured that it's more than what's in here. This is just volume 1.
Yeah, compendiums are usually pretty big. Or is it like a hardback? Is it probably like a hardback, right? Yeah.
As far as that one that you have right there, I don't know that volume 2 or 3 were ever actually released.
I think volume 2 was
because
I saw it on Amazon, but volume 3 I don't think exists. But yeah, and this doesn't actually have that much stuff in it. Green Lantern 48 through 57, New Titans 116 and 117, and Rebels number 1.
That's pretty much that's like the first year of Kyle Rayner, pretty much.
Yeah.
This one collects 0, 48 through 65, Rebels 94, New Titans 116, 117. And 124 and 125, Guy Gardner Warrior 27 and 28, Dark Stars 34, and Damage 16.
Okay, so you said that one goes to like 65, Green Lantern 65 then, so yes, that goes a little further.
Mm.
So there's a little more.
So and it's got some more crossovers there in it too.
Yeah, the Titans and the Guy Gardner stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Okay. So, Kyle Rayner's been around 30 years. Feel old yet up there, Pappy?
Hey, get off my lawn.
Oh yeah, that's what I told everyone when you didn't make it to the holiday episode last weekend. I said, "I'm like, we'll leave Will alone. He's our first official grandfather on the team."
I am old.
He's a little old man with big, tall sons.
That's right, and one of them has a baby girl now. So yeah, Penelope.
Well, congratulations!
Thank you. It's weird trying to incorporate that into my being. You know, I'm not old enough to be a grandpa. Oh wait, I guess I am.
Forget about you, as Otis computed that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's very, very interested in the tiny human. Very interested in the tiny human.
That's him in the picture behind. That's him in the picture behind Will.
Yeah, that's what's this side. Yeah.
All right. So, should we get to these issues?
Let's do it.
All right. We'll get to some of the synopses here. All right. Well, for the first part, I don't know why we had to do a one shot for part one.
There we go.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess tying in the Final Crisis, or maybe we just needed, unless they just needed an extra issue because Blackest Night is coming, so they're just like, okay, this is the hard start for Blackest Night. We need more room, and they're like, oh, Jeff Johns needs it, make it so.
Exactly.
All right, Final Crisis, Rage of the Red Lanterns. Prologue, Blood Feud, of course. Yes, writer Jeff Johns, penciler Shane Davis, inker Sandra Hope, colorist Nye Ruffino, letterer Rob Lee, and editors Eddie Schlauman and Eddie Berganza. On Yesmalt, Atrocitus is in a massive pool of blood when he hears something like a war drum beat. He sees a red lantern ring crystallized from the blood of the 5 inversions, whom he killed to form the pool. Allowing the ring to attach onto his finger, it quickly takes over his heart's functions and spoils the blood in him, replacing it with liquid rage. Atrocitus rises to the surface of the pool where the Red Lantern central power battery is located. A Red Lantern power battery rises from the pool, and Atrocitus uses it to power his ring, becoming a Red Lantern. All right. In Coast City, Hal Jordan is talking to his brother Jim and Jillian Perlman. He has the feeling something big is going to happen soon and wants to be able to have a talk before it happens. Hal then receives a message from John Stewart on his ring informing him that the Guardians of the Universe had decided to execute Sinestro on Corrigar, and the two of them are part of the escort. Hal excuses himself, saying he has official core business, but he really needs to talk to someone else about this. Heading out towards Ferris Aircraft, Hal meets up with Carol Ferris, flying a plane. He talks with her about Sinestro's execution, and that after Carol, Sinestro knows him better than anyone. Though Hal says he doesn't need justification, Carol says he has it, as Sinestro was the one who put Parallax in Hal. Will's favorite moment. On Oa, the Scarred Guardian communicates with Ash of Sector 650 on his search for the remains of the Anti-Monitor. Ash has located the Anti-Monitor's helmet, saying that its trajectory indicates that the Anti-Monitor's corpse is located somewhere in Sector, of course, 666. As the Scarred Guardian ends her communication, the other Guardians ask who she is talking to. She said she was meditating, and the other Guardians offered to join her to help heal her injuries. The Scarred Guardian says that they serve as a reminder of the Guardians' past arrogance and that they must be vigilant in their efforts to stop the spread of the emotional spectrum from being used by others. The Guardians discuss their impending diplomatic mission to Zamaron and Sinestro's execution. Oh yeah, they do mention, yes, they are going on a diplomatic mission to Zamaron, which we covered last week, yes.
That's right, indeed.
In Green Lantern Corps, yes. In the Science Cells, Hal goes to talk with Sinestro. He asks Hal if he believes it is right to execute him. Hal says it's what he deserves and was his overall plan to get the Guardians to use lethal force. Sinestro snidely comments that Hal was turning into quite the Green Lantern. On Yesmalt, Atrocitus has assembled a large force of Red Lanterns, all of whom are behaving more animalistic than Atrocitus. In Sector 543, the controllers continue their search to find the orange light. They have discovered a lead in the Vega system and hope to find the Orange Lantern on Okara. However, someone else wants the Orange Lake.
Mine.
In space, the Green Lanterns are escorting Sinestro to the Corridor, where he will face execution. All of a sudden, the Sinestro Corps attacks, attempting to free their leader. The Green Lanterns wonder how they learned about Sinestro's transfer, unaware that it was the Scarred Guardian who did it. All of a sudden, Sinestro Corps are themselves ambushed by the Red Lantern Corps, who begin tearing through both the Green Lanterns and the Sinestro Corps.
Howdy, y'all!
Atrocitus manages to grab Sinestro, while Lara, overcome with rage, blasts Hal Jordan with her Red Lantern ring. It begins burning through their life support fields and corrupts their rings. Hal is left floating in space, unable to contact his fellow Lanterns and unsure how much power his ring has left. Suddenly, the ring's power levels begin rising to 100% and beyond, finally reaching 200%. Hal finds that he has been saved by Saint Walker, the first member of the Blue Lantern Corps. Saint Walker announces that Ganthet sent him to save both Hal and Sinestro, as they are crucial for the universe to survive the Blackest Night.
Mm-hmm.
Again, that name keeps coming up. I think it's important. It comes up every week. All right.
Yes.
All right. Thoughts on this issue?
First, the colorist, amazing job on this.
Yes.
The reds for the Red Lanterns, the scenes with Hal, the blues with Saint Walker, the yellows, and the subtle, and the artist as well. The subtle effects with when you look at Scar, you'll see her have the Black Lantern symbol in her eyes, have a Green Lantern symbol and a Yellow Lantern symbol, and it's just there's some really subtle things going on in here that pay off as you read it. I mean, it's really an excellent issue, I think.
Russell.
So Russell, this is where your man
makes his big debut. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's really effective. They really devote a lot of time to setting up Atrocitus and the Red Lanterns, and boy, he must be a lot of rage in the universe, because he assembles that core pretty quickly. And I love this dynamic to where between Sinestro and Hal, like Hal is kind of, he says that I want Sinestro dead, I want him dead, and everyone's like, are you sure about that? He was like, yes. And Sinestro's just like, you're doing great, Hal. You're doing exactly what I taught you.
Good boy.
Yeah. So, that smugness of Sinestro, that's going to come into play in a upcoming, I think might be even the next issue. But yeah, I think it's a great debut. As like Will said, I think the colors really shine here. The colors, I mean, I feel like that's essential to shine in a Green Lantern book.
Yeah.
You have to emphasize the colors, and our first appearance of Saint Walker as well. And I like the Blue Lanterns quite a bit. I'll talk about tragic backstory. We were talking off air about Dexter having a tragic backstory. Well, Saint Walker does too. Yeah, I thought it was really good. I think it sets up the Red Lanterns really well. Of course, they don't get a sprawling epic arc like the Sinestro Corps did, but it's still cool.
Well, again, too, I think we're racing to Blackest Night, so I think they're just trying to squeeze everyone in as where they can. They're like, Red Lantern's here, and then, like I said, 2 episodes from now, we're getting the Larfleeze. So yeah, they're trying to squeeze it, because we already have. They're working on the Violet Lanterns, the Star Sapphires.
And that's something that I was actually chatting with Mike about a little bit. My son, I was like, when you look at how fleshed out the Lantern Corps are, Green Lantern is fleshed out. Sinestro Corps is really, we had a whole Sinestro Corps epic. We know exactly what the Sinestro Corps is about. The Star Sapphires are getting fleshed out in the core book as well, because we get lots of things going on with the Star Sapphires there. And the Red Lanterns are so well developed, I feel like. Larfleeze, I don't know that the orange light. I haven't read the Larfleeze series, so up until Blackest Night, I don't feel like the Orange Lantern really got as much in-depth examination well as
he's Gollum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then there's the Indigo Tribe.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know that we ever find out much about the Indigo Tribe, except that they used to be psychopaths, and Indigo makes them compassionate. So, I'm hoping that as we get past Blackest Night into Brightest Day and later stories, with Green Lantern, that hopefully we get more around. I mean, obviously Larfleeze gets his own book, so I'm looking forward to when we finally get to that, Phil, which is New 52. But I'm looking forward to hopefully getting more information about the Indigo Tribe. They not much happens with them from what I remember with Blackest Night. Now I could be way off base because it's been a while since I've read that. So.
Yeah, I mean I've been enjoying these more because like the ones I have read, I read as they were coming out brand new. So like
me too.
I'd read it like month to month, and I'd be like, what happened? So like reading them as from arc to arc is like upping my enjoyment. Yeah. Like the Rage of the Red Lanterns. I'm like, I forgot how good that. I knew it was good, but I'm like, I forgot how good this is.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I love the whole point of Sinestro, the whole Sinestro Corps war backfiring on Sinestro. It's like, yeah, you wanted the Guardians to enact a lethal force. Well, hey buddy, you got your wish.
Just a real quick tidbit isn't Larfleeze the same race as Gnort? I think they're the same.
Are they?
I think they are. Ganutians. I'm looking at bear with me here.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to. Well, I was gonna say, is Larfleeze a dog?
Well, it's weird because like in his initial appearance, he's not drawn like a dog, but when he gets to his own series, he's kind of drawn like a dog. It doesn't list him as one, so I guess he's not. But sorry, tangent.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it looks close,
That's
but
what we
I don't know.
do,
He
man.
has
That's
like
what we
like in some of the drawings, he has like some kind of weird tusk. I don't know. Yeah, it's
He almost looks more like a pig, I think.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
But
Which is, when you think about it, that's probably a really good visual metaphor for the greedy,
yeah.
So
oh wait, here. What race is Larfleeze? Shafilcuzian, SH apostrophe PI PIKUZZIAN.
Lord.
Yeah.
Gotta love those Green Lantern names.
yes. Now there is something I have read with Larfleeze in it, and that's the Christmas special,
Oh,
which is awesome.
it's so good.
Is that pre or post Blackest Night? I don't remember.
I think it might be. I mean, it's not on the list. It's got to be after Blackest Night. So.
Okay.
You're a mean one, Larfleeze.
See, whatever his race was.
It's like Mxyzptlk. I think they were just hitting
Yeah.
like keys on the keyboard.
Hitting all the keys on the keyboard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, hold on, let me look at next year's schedule if it's on the list. I'm sure I have put it somewhere. River Falls in continuity. Well, I'll have to look till.
But while you're doing that,
Yeah.
Phil, I just like Atrocitus. He kind of fills that gap. Well, I guess all the Red Lanterns do is like Sinestro is like he's the tactician. He's the master planner. Atrocitus is just a bull in the china shop. He's big brute. But he's not like dumb. So
No.
And I really need to read that Red Lanterns series because I think they kind of become heroes. I think they kind of switch to being
the
good.
Red Lanterns. I mean, yeah, a guy kind of tries to drive them towards it. Yeah,
Mhm.
because for a while it's like Red Lantern Guy Gardner's working with like Simon Baz. So
Mhm.
Yeah, but I also know that by the time the series with Jessica Cruz and was it Simon
Green Lanterns. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they were back to being evil by then.
Yeah.
But
yeah, they get Guy out of there eventually. I think. Like I said, I never read that whole series, but yeah, it's yet, but maybe by Rebirth, because it seems like they tried to turn some of the stuff back by Rebirth. But no, the Larfleeze Christmas special, we'll get to that in June, Will.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's like
June.
Yeah, I know. Yes, it's like right after Brightest Day. So.
Oh, okay, cool.
When Brightest Day ends, yeah.
Nice, because I remember there's that cookie recipe in there.
Step 1, bake cookies. Step 2, share with no one.
Exactly, and put the orange put my signature on them, the orange lantern symbol. Done.
All right. I was gonna say, any other thoughts, or should we get to the next one?
I thought this one did. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I just want to say the cover for the Final Crisis one shot and the cover for the next one are like two of my favorite covers.
Yeah.
They're just so good.
Oh yeah, especially this one for 36. That's the next one. Yeah, I mean, I could see. Yeah, because I mean, it's got Hal Jordan front and center on the cover. I'm sure you love that, Will. And and then Atrocitus behind them.
Kaiju Atrocitus.
Yeah. All right, so part 2, we're going to jump back to Green Lantern 36, December 2008, Rage of the Red Lanterns, part 2. Jeff Johns still writing, penciler Ivan Reyes, inker Eau Claire Albert, colorist Nell Ruffino again, letterer Rob Lee again, and same editors. On Yzamalt, Atrocitus has Sinestro crucified to a symbol of the Red Lantern. Wow, he wasted no time.
Nope.
None at all.
Nope.
Atrocitus mocks Sinestro, saying that he failed Aben Sur and allowed himself to feel fear of his prophecies. Lara, in a rage, makes a run for Sinestro, but Atrocitus swats her aside, saying he will live until every last drop of blood has been drained and be transformed into Red Lantern rings. Atrocitus tells Sinestro to look at the Red Lanterns, all victims of the Sinestro Corps, who will destroy everything Sinestro has held dear. Corrigar, the Sinestro Corps, and the Green Lantern Corps. Sinestro, ... is unimpressed. He decides the Red Lanterns are little more than uncontrollable. Oh wait, he derides the Red Lanterns as little more than uncontrollable animals, and that Atrocitus attempts to frighten him are failing. Back at the site of the ambush, Hal Jordan inquires as to the identity of his savior. He explains that he is Saint Walker, first of the Blue Lanterns, who was sent to rescue Sinestro from death. He also explains that Hal's power ring is being charged by his emotional aura and will remain charged as long as he hopes for Hal. And Saint Walker always hopes. Suddenly, Kilowog and John Stewart move to attack Saint Walker. He says that they have been infected with the Red Lantern's rage, but he will be able to calm them. Walker summons up an image of Kat Matui, John's long-dead wife, and heals him. Salak, regaining his senses, says that the Guardians will need to speak with Walker, but Walker says that will have to wait until he and Hal finish their mission. As the two fly off, I found this interesting, Will. John murmurs to Kilowog that the universe said that he would see Kat Matui again,
Yes.
which we still haven't paid off, but the last writer teased us with. So
Yeah, exactly.
quit teasing us, people. Just do it. We killed her in the most stupid way, in the most stupid Action Comics Weekly.
Shh, Phil, we do not speak of the Action Comics Weekly.
How? The two of us and Oprah do not speak of it. All right. Hal and St. Walker arrive at Odom, headquarters of the Blue Lantern Corps. It is a beautiful world where life is uninhibited and unrestrained. The closer Hal gets to the Blue Lantern central power battery, however, the more charged his ring becomes, threatening to implode. Walker takes him to Ganthet and Sade, who are speaking with Worth of Sector 2 on his role in Destiny. Worth understands his fate and accepts the Blue Lantern ring, becoming the Blue Lantern of Sector 2. Hal and Ganthet then talk about the Blue Lantern Corps and Sinestro. Ganthet wants Hal to save Sinestro, but Hal replies that Sinestro is beyond saving. Ganthet reminds Hal that many once said the same of him, but Hal snaps that his actions were because of Parallax, while Sinestro made his choices of his own free will. Ganthet admits that it is unlikely anything could make Sinestro repent of his actions, but says that Hal and Sinestro are important to the universe to survive the Blackest Night.
Take a shot.
Oh yeah, take a shot, Lilith.
Yeah.
And that throughout their time.
We're going to be mentioning that maybe one or two more times over the next 6 months, okay?
You people are going to be dead ass drunk January through March. And that throughout their time together, Ganthet may not have always been clear with Hal, but he has always been honest with him. Hal finally agrees to help rescue Sinestro. On Zamaron, several members of the Sinestro Corps are still trapped in crystals. Fatality's yellow power ring then announces that she is being infected until the ring turns into a Star Sapphire ring. Now a member of the Star Sapphire Corps, Fatality emerges from her crystal and, of course, instructs her ring to find Jon Stewart.
Yep.
Which, with her, who knows? She's either going to F him or she's going to kill him.
Or both.
Oh! The Lilith Hellfire method. As Hal and the Blue Rings begin their search, Hal is uncomfortable with working with the two, as he can't contact Jon or any of the other Green Lanterns. St. Walker explains that the blue light sometimes interferes with the other rings, but Hal wonders if that is intentional. Hal's ring suddenly announces that a star they are passing is about to supernova, which will wipe out a planet of almost 300 million people. St. Walker and Worth tell him to leave it to them, and they begin meditating. As Hal looks on, the star is de-aged by over 8.5 billion years and has turned into a blue star. St. Walker explains that they did not use any of their power, but instead used the hope of the people on the planet to fuel the conversion. St. Walker tells Hal that he must learn the power of hope because Ganthet has made it clear to them that he intends to offer Hal leadership of the Blue Lantern Corps. On Yzamalt, Atrocitus has determined to find a way to terrify Sinestro. Using the heart of a dead Sinestro Corps member, Atrocitus performs a blood ritual to learn the secrets of Sinestro's heart. Atrocitus says that his ritual succeeded, and despite all Sinestro's precautions, Atrocitus has discovered the truth. Sinestro has a daughter! Wonder who that could be. And for the first time, Sinestro, the master of fear, looks afraid. Thoughts?
I think it's awesome, especially that ending. Sinestro has been this, sneering, like pompous,
mustache twirling.
Yes, nothing can
Literally.
defeat me. I'm never truly defeated, and he just looks so scared on that last panel, and it's a nice reveal. I think. I just love how weird all the Red Lanterns are. Like, there's the one, I just had to look up his name. His name's Zillus Zox, and he's just MODOK as a Red Lantern. Yeah, I think Green Lantern, it really is like the Star Wars of the DC universe, just because, like, you get all these weirdos that, like, only the diehard fans know all their names. It's like I know several names of the Cantina aliens, whereas most people are just like, hey, that's the Hammerhead guy. That's Moma Nadon, you uncultured swine. But anyway, yeah, I just love how, like, the Green Lantern is like its own universe. Yeah, I mean, yes, it's a part of the DC universe, but it's just this one giant, its own thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
it's kind of it reminds me a lot of how, like, there's a lot of people out there that are just X-Men fans, and like the X-Men is all they know about Marvel. I can definitely see there being like only Green Lantern fans who only know about Green Lantern. But yeah, I think it's a really effective issue. We get a lot more with St. Walker. I think Warth is really cool. He's like an Indian Middle Eastern deity elephant, and I love it. Yeah, it's a great issue. I think this arc suffers a little bit in the second half, but this first half I think is really good.
I mean, it's interesting where it's like, remember after Rebirth, Will, it's like, the Green Lantern Corps started right back up. I mean, we had 7,200 Green Lanterns, 2 for each sector, but it's like Blue Lanterns, they're taking their time. It's like, how many got so far? 2.
2. 200? 2,000?
2.
2. Oh, and when St. Walker saves that, like, saves that son. I'm like, how strong are these guys? Like seriously. But I mean, obviously, there's a catch to that we don't quite know.
The power of hope, Russell. It's not
Yeah.
them; it's the power of hope.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know. Do you love the Red Lanterns because it's like they're almost like satanic because they're alien look, and then they're creating stuff out of blood and stuff. It just seems like almost satanic.
Yeah, I almost feel like the Blue Lanterns. That's all about hope and all about hope. I really think it sounds more like it's all about faith.
Oh yeah. It doesn't seem like they're kind of writing it where it's almost like religious and
right because they're saints, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
I think that's intentional because they're Saint Walker, and if you look at the list, even like upcoming members of the Blue Lantern Corps, it's like brother this, sister this.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I think the red and the blue is a nice counterbalance. It adds to what you said. They are kind of like the devils of the lantern spectrum, but they're just metal as hell. That's all. But
well, I mean, they're coming out of the 5 inversions from that story that Alan Moore did with, was it Kevin O'Neill on the art? I can't remember for sure.
I can't remember.
But was that in like Gold Green Lantern 186, 187, 188 or somewhere in there? But they're all very demonic, and and then Atrocitus, is continuing because he looks very demonic as well. But then all of the remaining inversions, and that's the pool of blood that they're in. So it's definitely demonic and metal as hell, as you say.
Yeah. Also, did it is anybody? It was kind of throwing me off that Atrocitus looks different. I mean, obviously it's a different artist, but he's drawn differently. Like now he has like a nose, and his teeth aren't as sharp. It's kind of a weird. It kind of took me out of it for a second. It's still great art, but he doesn't look the same as he did before.
I think that the artist is getting his interpretation of him down versus the other one that we got maybe even in Secret. Did Ivan Reyes do Secret Origin as well?
Wasn't that EVS?
No. No.
Then how is he the co-creator? Like, where did that?
Unless maybe he just worked on it behind the scenes, or maybe he was supposed to be the artist or something. Who knows?
For the different cores. I don't know.
Yeah, no, because it's been a while since he's been on the Green Lantern book in this era, right?
I think so.
But yeah, I mean, this seems like it's like with this storyline we've taken the next step, because when we had the Green Lantern Corps and the Sinestro Corps, it's basically just like two military, two sides, their militaries going at it. But now, like we said, with the Blue Lanterns and the Red Lanterns, it seems like heaven and hell have like entered the fight, and it's
now it's a holy war.
Yeah. And we haven't even thrown in the Star Sapphires yet.
Oh boy! So I love that Fatality just looks like classic Carol Ferris Star Sapphire. It's like she just looks exactly like her. I'm like, what do they all look like that? I don't. Yes.
Well, that's the thing. She's like, she is from Xanshi, of course, the planet Jon Stewart destroyed. I mean, she looks completely human, except she has like kind of like Spock ears. Besides that, yeah, she looks pretty human. So.
Well, and I argue that he had 4 seconds when he got there to the yellow bomb.
Oh yeah.
What would the Martian Manhunter have done?
Yeah, because it's like, oh, you didn't let me help. It's like, what were you gonna do?
What are you gonna do, dude? Turn the whole planet intangible? I don't think you could do that. Eat the bomb? I don't know.
that would have been funny. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's like, yes, go, yes, eat the planet.
Nom 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 nom.
Oh. Doesn't Martian Manhunter end up as a Black Lantern?
I think so, because I think they did kill him off.
He's dead at this time.
Yeah, I think they used that to bring him back. I think Aquaman, they do Aquaman, Firestorm. Yeah,
the Hawks didn't one of the Hawk.
Maybe, yeah,
maybe it was Hawk from Hawk and Dove.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, because then they brought Deadman back too.
Well, that's
Brightest Day.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing with Brightest Day. They show it's like, oh yeah, all the Blackest Night brought all these people back.
Didn't they even do like Earth 2 Superman or something as a Black Lantern.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, wow, you're really digging.
Well, I mean, he did die in Infinite Crisis. Well, again, written by Jeff Johns. So,
yeah.
All right. So, should we get to the next part?
You bet.
All right.
And I have an issue with this issue. Haha.
Oh.
Whoa. Wordplay. All right.
Is it the last page? Is that the issue?
A couple of pages before last.
What is your issue? Hal Jordan is popular in this arc.
Well, it's the Lyra.
Oh, yeah.
One of the Lost Lanterns. I feel like she was ill-used.
Yeah.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Because it wasn't like right before they did Secret Origin, they did like her like trial.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And yeah. Anyway, go ahead, Phil. Sorry.
But yeah, but I mean, she does look good on this cover. This cover is that.
Yes, excellent cover.
The art, even the colors, all of it. Yeah. All right, Green Lantern 37, February 2009, Rage of the Red Lanterns, Part 3. Same team as last issue. All right, shorter synopsis, cool. St. Walker tries to convince Hal Jordan to convert to a blue power ring while they fly in pursuit of Sinestro with Brother Worth. Jordan leaves the Blue Lanterns behind and finds that while near Yzmalt, his ring has interference and he cannot contact any other Green Lanterns. He finds Sinestro bleeding attached to a Red Lantern crucifix. Jordan has flashbacks to previous experiences with Sinestro. He is suddenly attacked by Red Lanterns Vice, Bleeze, Vion, Lara, and Atrocitus. His ring's power levels rapidly drop as he is submerged in the red waters. He sees Lara as a Red Lantern for the first time. Atrocitus almost loses Lara onto Hal, but several Sinestro Corps members distract the Red Lanterns in an attempt to rescue Sinestro. St. Walker and Brother Worth arrive and quickly incapacitate most of the Red and Yellow Lanterns, but Hal is attacked by Lara and promises to never let her get lost again. When he does this, Lara asks him to help her, but is murdered by Sinestro. Jordan flies into a rage and attacks Sinestro, planning to kill him. This is only stopped by Jordan receiving a Red Lantern power ring, becoming a Red Lantern. Damn, everyone wants to be inside Hal Jordan. Damn.
Yeah, I thought this was a good issue, but there's some bumps here. Like the treatment of Lyra. She's just used to propel the male character, so this is standard
man pain.
Yeah,
Could almost say she was fridged.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, there's history.
But I understand the reason it was done. I just think it could have been done better, and I think it not at the cost. I think it happened at the cost of her character.
Yeah.
Ultimately, but in Raging Hal, who's which coming out of Secret Origin, which Phil and I we did that 2 weeks ago, finished off. Hal had to deal with his anger to become a better Green Lantern, at the very beginning. So the fact that he still has some anger, I think works, especially against Sinestro, works really well. I think it was a little bit out of character, too, for Sinestro to just straight up murder Raider, because...
Well, they did, right, he had that line or dialogue in the last issue where he's like, oh yeah, you Red Lanterns are basically just animals, so
mindless animals.
I get it. In his mind, I think he's just like, I'm putting out a dog with rabies or something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I can get that. I hadn't considered that.
He's also been strung up to that cross for who knows how long.
Lack of blood and stuff. Yeah, dehydrated. Yeah.
He might be a little annoyed himself,
They also threatened to go after his daughter too.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah,
yes, that is true. But I see him more going after Atrocitus for that, because Atrocitus is ultimately the
ringleader.
The ringleader.
Oh,
that was nice. I didn't get that when I said it. Nice. But yeah, that's really kind of my only issue with this part of the overall arc, is that I really think it came at the cost of Lyra. I mean, when you get right down to it, the Lost Lanterns have not fared well. You know, we have lost a lot of the Lost Lanterns, and it would have been nice. I mean, we brought them back. It seems like, you know, why not use them? If you're going to bring them back just to kill them, why bother bringing them back? I mean, I don't know.
Do you think we could have gotten the same rage effect with Hal if Sinestro had like mowed down a bunch of characters we had never seen before? Or did it have did it have to be a Lost Lantern because it's like, you know, Hal was like, I so, you know, dishonored them at, you know, Emerald Twilights, you know, he was trying to make it up to them, and now he's never gonna have the chance to make it up to Lara and stuff. And
well, and maybe, you know, they're doing interesting things with Boudica. She's an Alpha Lantern now. Maybe have her get injured and nearly killed, or maybe have Lara get nearly killed.
Yes,
you know, not straight up murdered by Sinestro. I think you could have had the same end effect without, you know, completely killing that character. And but that's my only qualm with this issue.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the murder is just a tipping point, but I think Hal's just feeling betrayed by Sinestro because just the way Jeff Johns has been writing, it's just like, you know, if you had trouble with the Guardians, you should have come. You know, it's basically like, you should have come to me. We could have done something. You know, you didn't have to go to these extremes.
Yeah. I mean, he's angry with him. We know.
And then there's the whole Parallax thing.
Yeah. That little thing.
That lasted for 10 years. Yeah.
I just have to say that the art and the colors on this are just insane.
Oh yeah.
The Rufino, that's the colorist. They just went off the charts on this. It's incredible, and all the colors, like that end where you've got blue lanterns, green lanterns, yellow lanterns, red lanterns all together, and it's amazing. I just love this. It's a feast for the eyes.
Absolutely, I agree, 100%.
I also love how like those close-up shots of Lyra where she's like, you can see like she's gone. Like there's nothing in there. She's just a beast now, pretty much. One little touch that I noticed, all the flashbacks with like Hal and Sinestro are tinted yellow.
Nice.
I missed that. That is very nice.
But the flash forward, like the possible future, is tinted red.
Oh, nice. See, it's those little details.
Yeah. I also I really enjoyed the Red Lantern's little surprise attack. There's one life form on this planet, and Sinestro's like, look out, and they just spring out of the blood, and they're like, hello. But
welcome to our planet.
Yeah. Greetings from Yzmalt. I thought art-wise, this was, I mean, it's hard to beat this. I mean, Ivan Reyes, we know he's like a master of art, but the colors are what, I think that's the shining, no pun intended, the shining light of this story.
I do love the scene with Sinestro getting his ring, and Tekik brings it to him and says, "It is an honor to carry your ring." And Sinestro says, Yes, I know.
You are correct.
A very, very Sinestro thing to say, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not like as well versed in Green Lantern stuff as you guys. I mean, I read all of Sinestro Corps War and this, and a lot of that. But so there's the Sinestro Corps member that looks like Tomar Ray.
Rotar Rue.
Yeah.
I think
and I've always loved that design of Tomar Ray, and I just didn't really know like if he has like a backstory. Do we know anything about him? Like, were they related?
Well, I mean, they're the same species.
The same species, yeah. But
oh, here we go. I just looked it up. Romat Rue is the most vile serial killer in Xandar's history.
Oh, wow.
Wow. So we had Tomar Ray, then Tomar 2 is a current Green Lantern. Well, current as we're reading this, I believe. Is that right, Phil? Tomar 2?
I think so, yeah.
I think he's related to Tomar Ray.
That would make sense.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Oh, you mean Tomar? Wait, Tomar Ray and Tomar Ray.
Tomar 2.
Yeah. I think is it father and son, or is it like?
I was thinking it might be, but I don't remember for
I
sure.
thought because I thought he's talked to Hal before about his father, knowing his father and stuff. I think it's father and son.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But yeah, Romat is yes the worst serial killer in the planet's history, responsible for the deaths of thousands of children.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so
Sinestro only goes for the top tier guys.
Yeah,
gals.
like Batman.
Oh, Ray, I didn't do it.
Batman, my favourite character. Into the Dark Knight, all to do with Batman.
He ain't gonna hear this. He's too busy playing Marvel Snap. Yeah, he's too busy playing Marvel Snap.
He's not gonna hear this.
But yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at the imagery of this issue. Again, it's like this planet Yazamalt. It looks like hell.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
even down to the flaming cauldron with skulls around it and stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't read or reread Secret Origin before this, but do we know like Atrocitus' whole family and all that were wiped out by this point? Like,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Everybody in Sector 666 was except the 5 inversions.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the Manhunters. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, so we know that he's like a somewhat sympathetic character. I mean, he's going about it the wrong way, obviously.
Yeah.
But I also I love that the decision to make Hal a Red Lantern at the end of this, because I think that everyone has felt rage, like at some point in their life. And I think it really like puts you in his mindset, like, oh, like this is how this thing works. I'm just so mad, and it found me, and it overtook me that quickly. And I think it just shows you that rage, it's universal.
Mm-hmm. Well, one of the things that I really like about, I mean, kind of the meta commentary is that emotional intelligence is extraordinarily important. Right? You need to know yourself and what your emotions are, so that you can, not necessarily control them, but better understand yourself, so that you can, I guess, in a sense, control them, but they don't control you. Now, one of the things that I see, like, that there is the green is the middle. On the right-hand side, you've got the good emotions, and on the left-hand side, you've got the bad emotions. But I don't like that it's treated that way, because all of these emotions can be good to a certain extent. It's only when you take them to the extremes that they become dangerous, and all of them become dangerous when taken to the extremes. I mean, the Star Sapphires are pretty freaking scary, okay? Throwing you in a crystal and brainwashing you. The Red Lanterns are, bestial fury, right? They can be scary too, but rage and anger can, help you cope to a certain extent, as long as you don't let it overtake you. So,
and fear keeps you safe. Like yeah. I mean, fear is not inherently a bad thing. It's. I mean, we have it for a reason,
Mm-hmm. and they talk about hope. Hope is a good thing, but only if. And Atrocitus says it straight up. But hope is only good if you've got willpower to make it become a reality, right? Because as soon as Hal's ring goes dead, the Blue Lantern rings go dead. So they're dependent upon Green Lantern rings, which is, I thought, a really, really nice touch, Well, and I may be spoiling something. Is that where Atrocitus says it? Yeah. Sorry, we're going to get into that in the coming
I was going to say, let's get to the last issue, then we'll talk.
Well, just one more thing is, like, I love, like, kind of jumping off what Will said, like, green and blue are basically the traits of the Jedi, and yellow and red is the trait of the Sith. So it's like, I kind of like, once again, it's almost like Jeff Johns is like, I'm going to make my Star Wars, and this is what it's going to be.
gonna make my Star Wars. And over here I'm gonna have Space Golem, and I'm gonna
yeah, my Space Lord of the Rings too.
I'm surprised he didn't like name like one of the storylines, like Lords of the Rings or something. It just
No, he's too busy saying Blackest Night.
Drink.
All right. Should we get to the last one?
You bet.
All right. Green Lantern 38, Rage of the Red Lanterns Part 4. Same team. At Ferris Aircraft, Carol Ferris calls Hal Jordan's apartment, but the phone is answered by Cowgirl. She offers to leave a message for Hal, but Carol tells her not to. On Yzamalt, Hal Jordan is struggling to fight the influence of the Red Lantern ring that has grafted itself onto his hand, but is unable to, and attacks St. Walker and Worth. Shouldn't Hal Jordan be used to fighting off evil influences trying to invade his psyche?
It is a day that ends in Y, so probably.
I just mean he's had enough practice.
Yeah.
Hal continues to fight, but the Red Ring continues screaming into his mind about Lara's death. His willpower is strong enough that he can actually form constructs out of the red energy. Atrocitus mocks Sinestro, saying that he has failed his student, but Sinestro counters that Hal stopped being his protege a long time ago. Still strapped into a construct of an electric chair, Hal throws the switch and begins slowly electrocuting Sinestro to death. Throw another Sinestro on the Bobby. Sorry, Ray.
What the F?
St. Walker pleads with Hal to stop, but Atrocitus breaks his wrist, revealing the weakness of the Blue Lantern rings. For all its power, hope is little more than prayers and goodwill, whereas willpower is action. The same is true for the Blue Lantern rings, which can only be activated with a Green Lantern ring present. Walker admits this, but he refuses to be beaten down, saying all will be well. Walker places his ring upon Jordan's hand. The Blue Lantern ring immediately begins overriding the Red Power Ring's influence, such as restarting Jordan's heart and blood replication. Tearing off the Red Lantern uniform, Jordan wears a blue-green-red hybrid uniform, attacks Atrocitus, and the red ring on his hand explodes, shocking Atrocitus. With his Green Lantern ring active, the Blue Lantern rings reactivate and immediately begin draining power from the yellow power rings. The Sinestro Corps have enough power left to free Sinestro and escape to the antimatter universe. St. Walker and Worth prepare to follow the Sinestro Corps, but are stopped when they see Hal wearing some sort of blue-green lantern uniform. Hal demands to know what has happened, and St. Walker admits that he does not know. At Ferris Aircraft, Carol tells Tom that she's going to take Hal Jordan's old plane for a spin. Watching from afar, the Zamarons say that Carol does not need the love of Hal Jordan, only the light of the star sapphires.
Everything that's old is new again.
Exactly.
And nothing makes love better than forcing it, huh, kids? On Quard, Sinestro receives a situation report in the Sinestro Corps from Tekik and Romat Ru. Not only is Mongol attempting to usurp Sinestro's leadership, but the Zamarons have been capturing female Sinestro Corps members and converting them into Star Sapphires. Through these losses, coupled with the Blue Lantern's ability to drain the yellow power rings and the Red Lantern's vendetta against them, have left the Sinestro Corps in a precarious position. Fortunately, Sinestro has an edge against Mongol. Striking the ground beneath him, Sinestro reveals a secondary Yellow Lantern central power battery, which has been powering the Yellow Ring since the original was destroyed during the Sinestro Corps War. As Sinestro and his loyalists recharge their rings, Sinestro orders them to gather other faithful Sinestro Corps members and launch a rescue attempt on Zamaron. Once they've completed that mission, they are to gather on the dark side of Daxam's moon and await for Sinestro, who has a family affair to settle on Korrigar. Once he's finished at home, Sinestro will join his loyalists, and they will show Mongol the true master of fear.
Ooh.
Fear fight. On Akara, the controllers continue their search for the orange light. In a deserted forest, the controllers find a cavern sealed off with a strange symbol upon it. The controllers believe that the orange light they seek is in the cavern, and with it, they will have a power source with which to build their own army. However, deep underground, someone tells them to go away, then begins screaming that the Guardians promised it would be his. Meanwhile, on Earth, a star sapphire ring flies into the plane Carol Ferris is flying. On the dark side of Yzmalt, Atrocitus performs a blood ritual to seed the homeworld of the Blue Lantern Corps. And on Odom, Ganthan and Sade speak with a new potential recruit. In the bowels of Oa, the scarred Guardian is aware of the events on Earth, Odom, Akara, and Yzmalt, and is quite pleased, knowing that the soldiers for the War of Light are being gathered, ready to be destroyed in the
Blackest Night.
Good, kids. I don't know if we finish an episode anymore, Will, without the word. I swear the last two words in the summary are always Blackest Night, Blackest Night.
It's not as noticeable when you're always saying the oath, but when they're, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's, part of I think what works about Blackest Night is that the buildup goes on for so long. I mean, it's we first hear about it at the end of the Sinestro Corps, so it's like 2 years that we're getting, these things. The Blackest Night's coming, Blackest Night here, Blackest Night there, War of the Light, all of this stuff building and building and building until, it finally zombies spill out and it's, in your face at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And really just, all the little subtle thing, like we got the origin of Black Hand and Secret Origin.
Secret Origin, yeah. And, and it's just so well done because you start with Rebirth, right? Which gets the core up and running really quickly. And then we get in, I think, to the real story that, he's wanting to tell, which is, going to be the Blackest Night, right? But before that, we've got to build up to it with Sinestro Corps War. And then we get we round back around to Secret Origin, to the very beginning, and lay the seeds for things that we saw in Rebirth, for things that we saw in Sinestro Corps War, for things that we're going to see in the Blackest Night, things that we saw, here in Rage of the Red Lantern. So, I mean, it's just so well done. It's long-term plotting and knowing where you're going and just getting there bit by bit. I mean, it's impressive.
And just like teasing it, because again, Sinestro Corps, pretty bad dudes. Red Lantern's even worse. So it's like when you keep teasing Blackest Night, it's like, well, what the hell? How bad are the Black Lanterns going to be?
Zombies.
Exactly.
Well, it's going to be bad news when they're looking for pieces of the Anti-Monitor.
I think we got some guts over here, and so, I think that's his knee. I don't know.
Whoosh is a squishy.
But I think this arc was, aside from my, dissatisfaction with the fate of Lyra and how her character, I feel, was misused.
Yeah.
I think it was really good, and we get, a cliffhanger of it with, Hal having green and blue at the same time and unable to take he can't take the, we're going to find out that he can't take the blue ring off until he has hoped or something. I can't remember. It's weird, but I really feel like it leaves us wanting more. We've now been introduced to 4 of the 7 cores, right? Wait, 5.
Green, yellow, blue, red.
5 of the cores.
Orange,
So orange and violet are the only 2 that we haven't met yet. But the other lights are have really starting to move. Star Sapphire's Fatality has been reintroduced. We're gonna, I'm sure, get more of her in the core book.
And now Carol has a Star Sapphire ring.
Carol, yeah, exactly.
And the tease of Larfleeze. Well, his first name, first time he's been named. We haven't seen him yet, but he's in there. Yeah, the ending of this really feels like the ending of a movie that's setting up a sequel, because Carol gets that ring and it's like, oh, here's Larfleeze, and it's like, oh, well, we're heading for a sequel here. But I really like I don't think I enjoyed this issue as much as the other 3, but I did enjoy, again, these colors, they just blow my freaking mind. It's but yeah, I love setting up Larfleeze, and the fact that they don't immediately defeat all the Red Lanterns. They just they go away. Sinestro
everybody,
Corps,
they survive, right?
Yeah, we're heading towards a big battle.
I think that if anything in this issue, that's the thing. It's not a definitive ending, just because it's like we're just keep building the Blackest Night. Yeah,
right. Throw out another Lord of the Rings reference. It feels like, okay, so the end of Fellowship of the Ring, you had like this small battle with like, I don't know, like 7 people versus like 100, 200, 300 Uruk-hai. And then the next movie, you have 10,000 Uruk-hai. It's like, oh,
deep, yeah.
Yes, Helm's Deep.
All right, so any other thoughts on this thing, or
whenever people because I try to describe what the Red Lanterns are to people that don't know. I'm like, imagine a bunch of flying Hulks. Flying, like, they're Savage Hulks, because obviously the Hulk has a little bit more depth depending on which version you're talking about, but mindless Savage Hulk with like this heavy metal glaze over the top of it. Yeah, I just think they're a great addition to the lore. Well, all of them are. I think maybe not the Indigos, but the Blue Lanterns and the Red Lanterns, I'm glad that they were created. I'm surprised no one came up with the Spectrum thing earlier.
I know it's such because it works so well with the history, because there was already a yellow ring. I mean, that's back from Sinestro's first appearance in like, what was that, 61?
Something like Yep.
And it wasn't long after that we got a Star Sapphire, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there was another color at play there, and then it wasn't until 2005, 2006 that Jeff Johns comes along and says, "Oh, hey, we have a Spectrum. Green's in the middle. Roy G. Biv. Red, orange, yellow, blue, indigo, violet. Violet's the Star Sapphires." So, I mean, it's obvious, and yet it's only obvious once someone came up with it, right? I think it's brilliant.
And again, too, I mean, from 1994 to 2005, I mean, we basically blew up the core, and it was just Kyle Rayner. So, I mean, that set things back for like 10 years. But also, too, I mean, back in the day, as good as those stories were, I mean, there wasn't this much planning, and it's like, oh, okay, here's what we're going to do in a year from now, and, setting stuff up in the books for like a year from now. The only ongoing stuff was like, when like Cal quit and John Stewart took over, and it's just like, oh yeah, John Stewart has a ring now. It's like, oh, but I don't think they were plotting it out like a year in advance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that was during Crisis as well, which is what brought back Guy Gardner. So, you get 3 of the 4 Corpsmen, because, Kyle is that 4th that we get. So, yeah, this, just the quality of, Rebirth up through, even, I guess, War of the Green Lantern, right before the New 52 relaunch, which you mentioned earlier that Green Lantern's its own thing. Yeah, it's so much its own thing that New 52 didn't touch it, right? There was no reboot.
Because 1, they're off in space, and 2, I mean, it was one of the 2, best-selling things at the time, so they barely touched it. And what was the other best-selling thing that New 52 barely touched?
Batman.
My
favorite character.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was good for the Green Lantern stuff, but it's like, yeah, when you're rebooting the entire universe, but it's like, yeah, we don't really need to do, it's like you completely, like, you change Superman's whole history around, you change Wonder Woman's whole history around, but it's like, yeah, Green Lantern's really not going to do nothing.
Hal just killed a Guardian. We're going to pick up after that.
Yeah.
Oh, and then, like, in the terms of the Batman thing, is like, you mean to tell me all of Batman's history happened in 5 years?
Yeah, he had 4 Robins in 5 years. Yeah, okay.
And then, like, Rebirth happens, and it was like, you've lost 5 years of time. It's like,
oh yeah,
what?
Oh yeah, so the universe lost 5 years of time because Dr. Manhattan rubbed his big blue dong all over it. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this is. I think this was a really good kickoff to get us into those other Lantern Corps. Even though we had Sins of the Star Sapphires and we've had Sinestro Corps, this really kicks us off and kind of puts the accelerator down toward Blackest Night, because now all of the corps are coming together.
Yes. All right, so we only got three more episodes for 2023. Next time we're going to cover Emerald Eclipse from Green Lantern Corps 33 through 38. And then in 2 weeks, like I said, Green Lantern 39 through 42, Agent Orange.
Cool.
And then, again, the last episode of the year will be episode 150. So Will and I will take a little break and do probably a bigger episode for Green Lantern Earth 1, Volume 1 and 2. That's going to take a while, because I was looking. I think your Volume 1's like 100-some pages. I was like, oh, boy.
And that reminds me, they actually, I thought, did a really good job with Larfleeze in the animated series. The Green Lantern, the animated series, I thought they did a wonderful job. They also, I think, did a good job with the Star Sapphires. And we know that, when season 2 was kind of planned, but when a certain movie bombed, we didn't get season 2. But we knew that they were planning for Blackest Night, because there was a Blackest Night book, like in one of the final episodes, one of the Guardians had a book about the Blackest Night or something. And, we knew cool stuff was coming, but unfortunately it never really got here. But that, if you get a chance and you're watching this, or Russell, if you get a chance, Phil, watch the animated series. I watched it a year or two ago for the first time.
I need to rewatch that. Yeah.
I want to go back and rewatch it, because it's just so well done. It's so well done.
And the Red Lanterns are like the main villain of that.
Exactly, yeah. Atrocitus is in there. We get Razor, who's a new character for the animated show. But we also get Aya, which is, the ship, and then Not, which I hope is not too spoilery. But we get the freaking Anti-Monitor. We get Guy Gardner.
Yeah.
We get Chip. We get Salak. I mean, it's Kilowatt.
Good old Chip.
Poor Chip.
Is Gnort in there?
I don't remember seeing Gnort, but
I think that's what I remember most about the early episodes of this show. Listening and hearing about Gnort.
He gives me his bone.
That's the one.
He gives me his bone.
Oh, man. All right, so yes, kids, a lot's coming up, and again, January, February, March is all Blackest Night.
Drink.
It's all you know what. All right, so send us your thoughts. Email us CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. Again, Russell, if you can't ever make it, if you're working, send feedback, man. All right. Remember when we did the Quantum Zone, Will, all about Quasar, and Ray used to send weekly feedback? Weekly! Every week!
He doesn't like us anymore. I
He likes the Marvel Snap
I'm
more.
Go cry in a second.
He likes the Marvel Snap more. Ask his family. He likes the Marvel Snap.
Couple of balls down the gob.
And again, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics episodes, social media, merchandise. And again, the Patreon, which again is our own little multiverse. You never know if you're going to get a drunken Lilith Hellfire, a sober Lilith Hellfire, but they're all angry Lilith Hellfires. So please subscribe. Red Lantern Lilith over there. So so find it all at tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. All right, I guess I should let our guest go next. Russell, tell us where else you podcast about the other green characters.
Yeah, I'll only plug one, because it's too much to always plug.
Why? Justin not always does his all 50 his plugs.
No, he's good enough for both of us. I will tell you about Gamma Charge, the strongest podcast there is all about the Hulk and all the other Hulks of the Marvel Universe. Right now, we are every month we do a live episode where we cover the new issue of Hulk, and we're going to start doing Sensational She-Hulk as well. And then we're alternating between continuing John Byrne's sensational She-Hulk, even though it's not John Byrne anymore at this point, it's somebody else, and Immortal Hulk.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, we have 3 episodes a month over there. We got a Patreon. It's lots of fun. You know, Justin, who is no stranger to the Capes and Lunatics crowd,
the new master of podcasting. Yeah, it's everywhere.
with the most infectious laugh of anyone I think I've ever met. So everything is immediately 10 times funnier with him. But,
definitely.
Yeah, that's all I got. I spend too much money on tobacco and Mountain Dew. Howdy, y'all. Howdy, y'all. You can slather up my Cobra. I lift around the rim of Ronald Reagan's keister. I don't feel like I'm the same Russell that I am on that show.
The Energon universe, yes, where you, me, and Justin talk all the new Transformers and G.I. Joe stuff. Yes, no. Oh, that last one just got crazy.
He's cradling my nuts.
All right. All right, follow that up. Mr. Will, master of the core, master of the quantum zone, master of podcasting, master of your own Kickstarter comics. Where can people find you?
Well, you can find me at Walred. That's at WALLRED at Gmail and Facebook and Twitter. I refuse to call it X, although I'm thinking about hopping off that platform.
I think you have an account, but I don't think you're ever on there. Well, no,
yeah.
You are.
Over on Blue Sky, probably on Mastodon, maybe on Instagram. I don't remember. Anyway, if you can't find me, you're not looking too hard. If you would like to check comics that I write, you can do that at Crossover Division at crossoverdivision.com. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Which is an ongoing series. It's going to be 20 issues. We're going to do Kickstart number 5, hopefully in January.
Yeah.
So Kickstarter in January. And if you'd like to check out Diary of Night, you can do that at diaryofnight.com. And finally, you're here listening to us. You obviously have great taste, which means you probably love Marvel's Quasar almost as much as Phil and I love Marvel's Quasar. And if you'd like to find out more, you can do that at the Quantum Zone, quantumzone.org. And we should probably send Lilith a red ring.
Yes!
I'll put it in my navel.
Hey, boys, you look at the party? I love the party. He goes limp in my grip. I hope it's going somewhere nice.
And, of course, our favorite, the line of dialogue from a 90s Fantastic Four issue written by Mr. Tom DeFalco.
They aren't even attempting to enter our orifices.
And, of course, we can never end an episode without Will's favorite.
I, of course, love Hal Jordan.
Too much so. All right, kids, thank you for joining us again. Next time, Emerald Eclipse from Green Lantern Corps 3338, Agent Orange in 2 weeks, and then we'll wrap up the year with episode 150, where we cover Green Lantern Earth 1 and Earth 2, and then, like we said, start off January, Blackest Night.
It will be here.
The ball drops and the bodies rise. There we go. There's our advertisement. The ball drops and the dead rise. All right, kids, come back next time, and remember, don't keep that anger bottled up. Vomit it out. Good night.